The boy in the fields did not have a name at first. He did not need one. He was measured by what he carried, how long he endured, and how quietly he suffered. Work came before language. Survival came before identity. When his parents finally spoke a name, they called him Kael, a sound to answer hunger, a sound to call him from the soil before night swallowed the land, a sound that carried no promise, only need. Kael did not grow into childhood. He grew into labor. There were no toys carved for him, no stories told to soften the nights, no moments stolen for laughter. Every morning, he rose with the land, stiff and cold. Every evening, he fell with it, exhausted and empty. The tasks were small, almost meaningless to those who assigned them. Carry this basket, sweep that floor, tend this patch of soil. But every mistake carried weight. A dropped basket meant less bread at dusk. A broken tool meant anger, not instruction. A moment of carelessness meant someone else would go hungry. Hunger became routine. Pain became a teacher. Silence became a shield. Kael learned quickly that the world did not forgive. It only measured strength, measured obedience, measured usefulness. And Kael measured himself by one thing alone: survival. Yet beneath the rhythm of labor and ache, something stirred, a quiet longing he could not name, a feeling that life might be more than cold mornings and empty bowls. But the world did not answer such thoughts. The world corrected them. Far above the fields, beyond stone roads and steep paths, lived another boy. From a distance, Edric's life looked easier. Warm halls, full tables, clean hands. It was not. Edric did not wake to hunger or fear. He woke to expectation. Expectation heavier than hunger, heavier than pain. From the moment he could speak, tutors surrounded him. Patient voices, precise corrections, endless instruction. They taught him the names of lands he would never walk, the number of men each region could raise, which valleys fed armies, which ports controlled trade. They taught him strategy before compassion, order before mercy. Maps replaced faces, numbers replaced people. Authority arrived before understanding. Even at 7, Edric felt the weight of command. It pressed into him quietly, constantly. He could not understand why a nod from him bent grown men to his will, why soldiers twice his age stood straighter when he passed, why people bowed to his father and to him when they were human, no different in flesh or breath. He watched them kneel, watched their eyes lower, watched their voices soften. At first, the confusion angered him. Then it frightened him. Slowly, painfully, he came to understand the truth no one said aloud. They were not equal to common men. They were shaped to rule, trained to command, expected to decide. His father's strictness was not cruelty, it was necessity. Lives would be lost to preserve the walls. Grain would be seized to prevent famine later. Men would die in the name of order. Edric saw it. He did not rejoice in it, but he accepted it. Power, he learned, often wore the face of duty, and good did not always win. In truth, it rarely did. Below the mountain, Kael wrestled with a different confusion. He could not understand why the world measured life only in survival, why every laugh was borrowed, why kindness always carried cost. And yet, he adapted, because endurance had to be learned young, because survival did not wait for understanding. Kael watched everything. He watched his mother's hands blister and split in the fields, watched neighbors vanish to winter, famine, and sickness without ceremony, watched his father's back bend under land that was never theirs. Love here was not gentle. It was practical. It was a ledger of sacrifice. Pain became information. Hunger became background noise. Silence became instinct. One morning, a boy stole grain from a neighbor's stack. It was not greed, it was desperation, raw and shaking. The adults did not pause, they did not argue. The boy was punished, not to destroy him, not to shame him, but to teach, to instruct every witness in the silent law of survival. Nothing comes free. Cale watched, stomach tight, hands clenched. He understood then that mercy was a luxury the poor could not afford. Fear became structure, pain became instruction, silence became understanding. Far above, Edric watched a steward kneel before his father. The man's hands were folded, his head bowed, no pleading, no trembling. The decision had already been made. His father spoke once, calmly. The punishment is necessary. The consequence must fall. Edric was told to observe, to see, not to interfere. He watched the steward's expression shift, not fear, acceptance. The punishment would occur far from the room, far from Edric himself, and yet its weight lingered. Later, his father spoke to him quietly. Edric, a ruler does not feel first. He decides first. Feelings come later, or not at all. Even at 10, Edric understood that a decision could crush those too weak to bear it. He wanted fairness. He wanted kindness. But he learned that protection often looked identical to cruelty. Power was control. Obedience was currency. Distance preserved order. Cale and Edric were learning the same truth in opposite worlds. Actions carry consequences. Cale learned it with every fall, every cold night, every empty bowl. Edric learned it with every bow, every nod, every silent command obeyed. Morality arrived differently for each. One afternoon, Cale helped a smaller boy carry firewood. The bundle was heavy. The boy was weak. Cale could have walked past. The world had taught him to. Instead, he took half the weight. It cost him food. It earned him anger. But gratitude burned brighter than any reward. Compassion, he learned, could be strength, if wielded carefully. In the castle, Edric faced a small dispute, a broken plate, 2 servants, 1 decision. He chose calmly. 1 man suffered. Order returned. Edric felt nothing except a flicker of unease. Power, he realized, was not about hearts. It was about structure. By nightfall, Cale huddled beneath a thin blanket, body aching, mind calculating survival. Edric lay in linen, rehearsing decisions, commands, consequences, and then clarity arrived. Cale understood. No one was coming, no rescue, no miracle. Survival would be his alone. Edric understood. Everyone was watching. Every word mattered. Every choice echoed. One learned to endure. One learned to command. Neither saw the other. Neither knew how close their paths were drawing. History tightened its grip. The world would not be kind. It would not be fair. And neither boy would ever be the same. In the stillness of night, a bitter truth settled over them both. One must survive. One must shape. The story was only beginning.